Hello, friends. If you're new, welcome. How about going down and hitting the subscribe button and pushing the bell so you know when I come out with new content? If you are a fan or a subscriber, welcome back. I really do appreciate you. Today's topic, who was Asherah? Not much else I need to say. Let's get on with the video. The Asherah cult object had a clearly special relationship with Yahweh, seen in the inscriptions at Kuntilet Ajrud and Khirbet el-Qam, referring to Yahweh and his Asherah. Also, the object symbolized the goddess Asherah. We know this not just because they share the same name, but they both occur in the same cultic contexts in the Old Testament. Therefore, we can speak of a close relationship between Yahweh and the goddess Asherah. A reasonable person would conclude that this relationship was a god and his consort because in the Canaanite religion, Asherah was El's consort, and the Old Testament combines El and Yahweh, although they are two separate gods. Now that is very important. So, why did the Old Testament pair Asherah with Baal? According to eMneBAAAQBAJ&hl, the pairing of Baal and Asherah was a controversial move made by the Deuteronomists to associate her with Baal, and thus leading to guilt by association. Now let's turn to uncertain references to Asherah. Ezekiel 8:3-5 tells of a vision in which he sees the image of jealousy in the Jerusalem temple. Some scholars hypothesize that this might refer to an image of the goddess Asherah. While this is possible, it must remain speculation because we have no information on the deity in question. Maybe sometime down the road we will get clarification. That is the beauty of archaeology. We are always finding something new. Hosea writes, "My people inquire of a thing of wood, and their staff gives them oracles. For a spirit of harlotry has sent them astray, and they have left their God to play the harlot." Experts propose that a thing of wood and their staff refer to the Asherah. Since the context of this verse is the fertility cult, and we know that the Asherah was some kind of pole, this view makes sense. However, just as in the passage in Ezekiel, we cannot be certain that this text actually refers to the Asherah. The vast majority of scholars believe that the Asherah was a wooden object, concluding this from characteristics of the verbs used. However, one verb shows up that is problematic for this view. The Hebrew word for to plant, found in Deuteronomy 16:21 in the NASB. Some, however, like A. Lemaire, believe the Asherah was a living tree. J.E. Taylor posits that the Asherah was not only a living tree, but a stylized tree, like the one found on Pithos A at Kuntilet Ajrud, yet she provides no evidence to support this hypothesis. It is not likely that the Asherah was a stylized tree, because the Bible provides no evidence that the Asherah was trimmed into a particular sacred form. Was the Asherah a goddess or a cult object? Both. Passages without the definitive article refer to the cult object, but when they have the definite article, They can refer either to the goddess or the cult object, depending on the context of the passage. After the discovery of the Ras Shamra material, which established Asherah as a goddess, most scholars view Asherah as both a goddess and a cult object. Generally, when the Bible refers to Asherah, it means the cult object, but a few verses do refer to the goddess. Thus far, the only extra-biblical inscriptions pair Asherah with Yahweh, not Baal. The sons of God in the Ugaritic texts and the Bible show that Asherah is closely connected to Yahweh, and the sons of God in Job 38:7 are regarded as the sons of Asherah. Amherst Papyrus 63 mentions El and Asherah, though the dating of the document is disputed. Some scholars date it to the 4th century BCE, while others date it to the 2nd century BCE. At any rate, we now have a document from Lebanon referring to El and Asherah that dates much later than the Bible. In Canaanite religion, Asherah was the consort of El, and El was the head as well as the father of the Canaanite pantheon. As I have established in previous videos, the Israelites combined the gods Yahweh and El into one god. In Ugarit, Asherah is portrayed as the mother goddess who gave birth to several minor deities. Thus, her worshippers saw her not only as a fertility goddess, but a caring, protective deity. I've spoken of Kuntilet Ajrud before, but I now have more information on it. Kuntilet Ajrud was either a small fort or a way station. Excavations show that it differed in both architecture and structure from other forts in the Negev, and it only existed between 850 to 750 BCE. Many features suggest that it was some kind of an inn. This site became famous for its numerous Hebrew inscriptions. It was probably in use at the time that there were strained relations between the kingdom of Israel and the kingdom of Judah. The inscriptions at Kuntilet Ajrud were written in the Israelite dialect of Hebrew, kind of like the difference between American and British written English. But we also find Asherah appearing beside Yahweh in a Judean burial inscription. In 1967, William Deaver excavated 2 tombs near Khirbet el-Qam. In the second tomb, he noticed a large hollow between the 2 burial rooms. Luckily, he recovered the stone, complete with an inscription, in a nearby village. The phrase, "and by his Asherah," appears in the inscription. The tomb robbers had cut out the inscription so ineptly that a second inscription was mutilated so badly as to be unreadable. So, as you can see, during most of their history, Israel was not monotheistic. The best you can say is that they were monolatrous. But the forced period of monotheism, the people probably didn't really embrace monotheism. Well, friends, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, press the subscribe button, and if you would like to know when I come out with new content, hit the bell next to the subscribe button. My Twitter, Discord, email, and PayPal links are in the description, along with the sources that I used for this episode. Keep learning and searching for truth. Here are a few videos from my library. If you haven't watched them yet, go ahead and watch them and tell me what you think. Remember, friends, wash your hands, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.